Welcome back to episode 2. Thank you for joining me. And we're right in the middle of a huge construction. Got lots more to do. We've built our fishing zone and we're getting our industrial area up and running. And it's our town hall that's next to be built. We've got a couple of builders on the job for now. Plenty of nails coming in from our smithy. And once we need to start freeing up a bit more workforce, we could reduce the workers down to 1 in the smithy. I just realised actually we did lose this house because we didn't provide them with enough water. Actually, when you initially place a well down, it takes a while to fill up, so that was a bit of a rookie mistake, but we'll get them back in and we'll get our population back up. But we are short of workers for a bit. Plenty of water now though. Looking good. Plenty of thatch in our thatchery. We've got loads of reeds there waiting to be processed into thatch, and we've got a worker standing by. And actually, once our town hall is built, we're going to start getting into our warehousing, and that's going to enable us to really maximise the more value out of our workers and from our working buildings. We'll be able to store a whole load of wood in there. And also things like thatch and nails and metal parts, although I think you always kind of need nails, and we can store the iron that's in our temporary camp storage into a warehouse just to get rid of it, so we can get rid of that temporary building. Our cart parking is up and running, and look, we've got a cart that needs repairing. We've got a carpenter working, taking a rest for now. But you can see that it looks like they've got the cart on their job list. I'm just going to speed up proceedings there. I don't know why it's gone down to a crawling speed. Now we'll just have a think about what else we're going to need and what our priorities are. Oh look, we can see everything thawing out actually for spring. So we're in the end of Feb. The snow's thawing out. We're going to be wanting to hire lots of fishermen. We need to get that fish straight in. We'll be struggling. For food before long. Once the families that started with us, once they start using up their food resources that they brought with them. We've got one boat that we can get working on straight away. Let's get rid of our foresters. We've got 240 wood that we can continue building with, but we really need to place priority on these things. 3 fishermen. Let's just employ 1 fisherman for now, because we've just got 1 boat, and then let's add fishermen on as we get our boats. Let's just add another one on now. We can always remove the worker from the thatchery. We've got plenty of thatch for now. Mainly use them on houses. And actually a really interesting way to just get an overview of your workers and what they're doing is just hovering over here, the people at the top, and you can see looking for a job, 5 women, and open vacancies. We've got 1, 0, kind of fluctuates, but we're showing we've got plenty of women need employing, but we've got no men that need employing. The men are the ones that going to be working the boatyard, the fishing, and the forestry, and so we're short of men, even more so with that family disappearing. But we've got another boat coming in soon. We've got all the wood we need to make that boat. You just got to build it. Once we have that extra boat in, we'll have someone else fishing. We're already bringing in fish, and actually, if you have a look here at the market, they're selling fish as well. You can see here that they sold last year 7 lots of firewood. So far this year, 5.5 lots. And yeah, I think some fish has just been sold as well. And actually, if you have a look at our migration status, it's saying not enough food for sale and no jobs available as the red areas. Now, as there becomes a little bit more fish available in the market, we will satisfy the not enough food for sale, and also looks like we've had some jobs become available kind of off and on. And actually, if we try and hire another fisherman, that'll certainly give some jobs available. Yeah, there we go. So an open vacancies for 1 man. And as soon as we get that food flowing through the market, I think we might get our family back. So just a very short temporary setback that wouldn't have really cause us any problems. Looks like we've got everything we need for the town hall. Pretty excited about this one being built, because once it is built, we can get our economy sorted. While they're building that, I'll lay down the next building. Something that will really help us is this trading post. We can start going off to other lands and trading goods back and forth once this is built. Important building. Put it right next to the town hall. Kind of maintaining some sort of alignment, but I think once we're done with this row, it'll end up looking a bit wonky. I guess they're out of alignment with the houses. But I don't know, that's the beauty of the game. Here we've got all the paths established for now, and it keeps evolving and it keeps changing, and we get new paths, probably more over this end of town as they go into this sort of area, in and out of the trading post. How are we doing at our fishing post? Yeah, we've got 2 fishermen working, lots of fish coming in now, and we're showing fish being sold. Still not quite enough food for sale. Let's just enable all of the resource supply that we can. We are short of 1 man, so it may be that we don't need a carpenter for now, because look, all our carts are up to date. We're not using them all, so he is in the process of building another cart, but we can wait. And that'll happen a lot in this game. You need to really choose what the priorities are and where you want your workers. So I'm hoping we'll have another worker there that we can get over into the fishing place. Yep, there we go. And we've got the boat. Fantastic. So we're on full fishing at the moment for what we can. We could hire another couple of people, but we don't really have them. And actually, I'm just thinking we could put down a bench here, just in case they do need to have a rest. Oh, we've just completed our town hall. That's fantastic. Let's go and have a look at it in just a sec after I've laid this bench down. Can't actually see the bench. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's on a bit of a hill. part of it's kind of gone a bit out of whack. We'll just put it down there. There we go. Looking good. And fantastic to see these people fishing. Picking up 0.1 fish at a time, dropping it off. This one as well. Looking amazing. And you can see there's 3 boats that are not always being used all of the time, and I think that's the benefit of hiring another couple of people that we don't quite have yet. It means that the use rate of the boats is a bit higher. So that's something to note for the future. Now we've got our town hall, fantastic. Our temporary tent there has actually just disappeared, and let's go straight into the economy. And I'm just going to microlize the economy, take it all down to 0. All the way down, everything down to 0, and just stop the hemorrhaging of money that has been happening so far, because we started off with 1,000, I don't know, pounds, dollars, whatever you like. We'll just put everything onto the minimum level. If you don't pay a monthly wage, then you won't get the workers, so you do have to pay them something. So we've just microlized it right down, so we're just paying everyone very little, but also charging them very little for the products of the market and their rent. It just gives us breathing room and time to think about, what's going on and how we can stabilise our economy. Now we've got 731 in our money, and it'll stay fairly near that for a while, and it'll give us plenty of money left to trade for goods and buy things and so on at our trading post to get us set up with the essentials of what we need to start our economy. Really, we need to get some industries moving so we can start making some money. Now, one of those that I want to get started straight away is the cowshed, and I'm thinking I could put some down here, get it aligned with the houses behind them. Not really sure which way to put them round. I'll just put it there. Need a space for a pasture in front of it, so we'll put it there. Also, very importantly, we'll put a well right next to it, so it just doesn't have to travel any distance whatsoever to get water for the cows. It can be quite difficult to keep the cows alive. The cows are easier than the chickens and the pigs. They're the real challenge. So that's why we'll be building them later in the game, but as soon as humanly possible. Along with the cowshed and the well, we're building these after the trading post, because we'll need the trading post first to trade for the cows. But as well as those, we need hay. Hay production is what they eat. And we'll put these right next to them here as well. Now you can only cut hay at certain times of year, and I think 2 is probably enough for each cow shed. This is our hay storage, put right next to the cow sheds. They've got no distance to travel. And then here we go. This is what it's all about, the hay dryers. So we'll put one here. In fact, we might be able to squeeze more than one in. There we go. We'll put one there, one here. That's pretty cool. We can fit them. Oh, would it be nice to fit another one in there? I wonder if 2 is enough to fill it up. We could put another one over here, just in case. It's a bit further away from the hay dryers, but we may be able to build some more cow sheds along here. Who knows? But yeah, I may end up demolishing that, but maybe not. We'll see. But these hay dryers are nice and close to. And in fact, I've just seen the mistake. This hay dryer will get in the way of the houses that we're going to have here. So let's demolish that. But demolish that. We'll build some more along here, actually, along the near the fissures. Yeah, this will be good. It's funny because I'll just be building this hay structure almost in the way of a path, but actually it doesn't matter because the path will change in direction as everything evolves. Good, so we've got 3 that we're going to keep, and we'll just get rid of those 2 that I didn't quite think about before I put them down. And that's a really nice set of structures for our cows. That's looking pretty cool. And these hay barracks will fill up with hay as the hay dries. We've got green grass there. It's just mown from the area actually directly around the hay dryer, and then it gradually dries and turns into yellow hay, and then it gets stacked in these hay barracks. I guess I could put down another hay barrack. I mean, they don't seem to be costing anything, and why not, just for safety. I think the hay making season is somewhere between, I don't know, like March and September, but does it tell you? Probably tells you here. Yeah, mowing season is May through September. There you go. Yeah, great. Hay for the cows. Hay and water, and that's all right next to the cow shed. And the cow shed will take a worker, and it only really needs one worker. That one worker should be able to maintain everything. We've got another house being built. Oh, no jobs available. Right, let's sort this situation out. We need jobs available for the migration to happen in. Let's just put a worker there. Actually, it wouldn't hurt if we did actually get someone for the fishing. We've got a boatyard worker, and you now only need the boatyard worker to repair the boats. So what we can do is take the boatyard worker off, and actually they may go into fishing, or depending on what else is available. We're showing all green on the migration status and 2 houses available, so that's fantastic. And actually it's just showing 1 house available. I think we've just had someone move in. Fantastic, there we go, we've done it. They've got 3 kids. And they've come into town with all sorts of lovely stuff. Their wealth is 10, a bit less compared to some of the starting families. So we did lose a bit of wealth in that one starting family. But hopefully, I mean, we're full green for this next house as well. So we'll get more workers coming in, and we've got full fish people. We've got 5 fishermen. That's fantastic, and we'll be bringing in lots of fish, which is absolutely needed. How much have we got so far? 4.7 fish. It's quite a lot. Pretty happy with that. We're just going to drive as much fish as we can, bring in the fish. So what we need to be doing for next season, we're in August now, soon to be September, so we're getting towards the end of any sort of usable season. For the whole of this season, we have been able to do the fishing, and we've actually brought in a little bit of hay. We've almost filled up 3 hay barracks actually, so they'll be all full for when we need them, which is great. And the well and the cow shed can be built, so we could potentially be ready to take on cows very soon. So I'll do that very soon. But also what we need to do is start preparing for next season, and next season we will be farming. And this is quite an exciting one. So the first season we survived, second season we're in now, and we're fishing. Third season we're going to start farming, and then we're just going to keep building our settlement, and we're going to keep building more housing as well. We'll lay the farm down there, hopefully that'll fit in nicely. Oh, we've got our warehouse. Now, here's the trick. We'll store the iron. We'll just put 10, you can set your storage limits, in fact, it doesn't really matter. 50 iron, 5, whatever. All this iron will be moved over to the warehouse. We can hire women there. We've got 6 women looking for a job, so we can hire plenty of people. And in fact, we've got a man working there in the warehouse. We perhaps want him doing other things. So what you can do is set your preference for hire options for the workers just to have women. But remember you've done that, because it can get tricky later on when you're trying to keep track of what can and can't be accepted in different places. Really, you want to be having a carpenter and a smithy all the time, and a boatyard worker, but you can take them off, and if you micromanage it, as long as you know your boats and your carts don't necessarily need repairing, which I kind of don't for now, so I'll just unemploy them from the carpentry and boatyard. Ideally, we would have 2 men working in the forestry, because we're short of wood now. And there's the exclamation mark. Not enough workers to chop trees. You need 2 workers to chop the tree down and carry it back. We're making wood. We've got wood, and it's now showing on this list. If you don't have something, it won't actually show on the list for your warehouse. We'll put the wood at 1,000, because you can never have too much wood, and this is the trick. As they produce wood, it will be stored in the warehouse, and it will completely free up their storage to just keep bringing wood in, so it's going to make them really efficient. What we can do is store some thatch as well. So, because we had someone employed there all along, but they're not really doing a lot, but that will put them back into work, because the thatch will be moved out, and they will be able to go back up to their production limit of 20 and produce a lot more thatch. So that's a really good way of just really using your workers a bit smarter. And actually, when you come to needing more workers, you can just unemploy them from more jobs, knowing that you've got the reserve in the warehouse. That's where it works. And we'll store some charcoal here as well, just so we can keep the charcoal working. Maybe 100 for now, but actually storing charcoal in the trading post is probably a bit better. You can make a bit of money out of it. Mainly just charcoal that you can make money out of from these items. We'll be wanting to keep all the fish we can. 7.4 fish. That's a fantastic start for the first year. Just looking on worker availability. No one looking for a job, no open vacancies. 2 women looking for a job there. Mainly just sort of women looking for a job. We've got full workers on our warehouse. And we are bringing the wood in. Now we've got wood being stored. We've got 86 wood in the warehouse, and we've got 174 in the forestry. So that's looking good. How are we getting on with the trading post? Yeah, looks like a lot of materials have been bought there. I think probably mainly waiting on the nails. See if we can hire someone else at the smithy, but I don't think we've got anyone spare. Certainly need to be laying down more housing. We could lay a couple more down. We've got food coming in. We've not got rid of that hay barrack yet. We will. Snapping to the cart storage area. You can unsnap things by pressing Alt, but it's causing us a bit of a problem, that cart park. We'll unsnap and just place this house next door. Okay, and then the next one can just snap to it. We've got probably room enough for another 2 houses on the top. We'll lay another one down, and then we can start the bottom row, and then we can see where else we can put stuff. another house there. There we go. So we've got 2 houses being built, and very soon we will be on our trading post. So that's a fantastic place to stop for now, and we'll see you in the next episode, where we're going to have our trading post and cow shed, and try and order in some cows.